Welcome back to the world of football. Here is your preview for Matchday 11 of the Premier League. Apologies that it's very late. I've had a lot of stuff going on recently. If you didn't know, I was at the Chelsea versus Noah game. Finished at 8-0, but it was expected. And today I've just been very busy. So yeah, I couldn't get a video out earlier because I woke up late from getting back really late. So video is here and should be out. Well, the time of this recording, it's the evening of Friday. Hopefully it gets edited quickly and is out the same day. So let's start with Wolves versus Southampton. We're going to start with Wolves Southampton. Obviously, Southampton have got their first win last week against Everton. It was a 1-0, but they'll take it. And Wolves have not been looking great either. However, I do think they'll bounce back here. I do think they'll beat Southampton. I'm going to go with a 2-0 win to Wolves. Next up, we've got West Ham versus Everton. Now, this could be a potential banana skin because West Ham haven't been looking that great either because they just lost 3-0 to Nottingham Forest, which I'll get onto them later. And Everton, they've been looking hot and cold recently. So I'm going to go with a 3-1 West Ham win. Next, it is Brentford versus Bournemouth. Now, Bournemouth have been a very interesting talking point this season because they have beaten the last 2 home games, Arsenal and Man City. And that is very hard to do. I'm saying that now. So they're no mugs, Bournemouth. But away from home, they're not really the same team. So I'm going to go with however, Bournemouth could surprise. So I wouldn't be surprised if they did. But just a safe bet, I'm going to go with a 2-1 Brentford win. I think Bournemouth will play well, but I think they'll just lose. Next, Crystal Palace versus Fulham. Now, the last 2 games, Crystal Palace have actually gone on a little bit of a run. I think they drew and then they've won a game. It's better form than they have had since, the start of the season. But Fulham have just come back off that win versus Brentford on Monday night, and it was a very good win. So I'm going to go with a cagey 1-1 draw. Next, it's the 5:30 kickoff on Saturday. Brighton versus Man City. Now, this will be a very interesting game, but I do think Man City will win, even though they lost to Bournemouth away last week, and they also lost to Sporting 4-1 in the Champions League. I think they'll be wanting to bounce back off those losses and start a winning run. I'm going to go with a 2-1 Man City win. Next, the league leaders, Liverpool versus Aston Villa. Now, this is a very interesting matchup. It's at 8 o'clock on Saturday. I think it will be a Liverpool win because they've been on fire. They've lost the game this season. That was to Nottingham Forest. But they've only won all the other ones. They've won 10 out of 11. That's mad. So, Arne Slot's won 10 out of 11. Or 11 out of 12, something like that. And I think it's 9 out of 10 in the Premier League. It's just mad stats when you think about it because they've just lost Klopp. But Arne Slot has slotted in perfectly. So I'm going to go with a 2-0 Liverpool win. Next, Manchester United versus Leicester. Now, this will be a very interesting matchup because they've actually already faced each other recently. However, it was in the Carabao Cup. It ended 5-2 to Man United. but it was Leicester's B team. So I'm not going to take that result into consideration whatsoever. However, I do still think Man United will win. I think it's Ruud van Nistelrooy's last game as interim manager. And then Ruben Amorim will come in on the 11th of November. Just when the international break starts. So, yeah, this will be Ruud van Nistelrooy's last game. And I think Ruben Amorim will actually be there to watch it. I've heard rumours that he will. So I'm just going to go with it. I think it will be let's think, 2-0 Man United. I think they'll win 2-0. Next, Nottingham Forest versus Newcastle. This game is a bit difficult to call because Nottingham Forest have been on fire. They're third in the Premier League. Who would have expected that? If I actually had a look at them, I think I had them around the relegation zone or probably like in mid-table, something like that. They might drop off later on, but it doesn't look like they are. However, Newcastle, they've just beaten Arsenal. So they will be looking to add to that. They're not the greatest teams away from home. So this is difficult to call because Nottingham Forest could slip up and Newcastle could just not be great, as we know they're not away. But even Nottingham Forest beating Newcastle like that, that screams, how did that happen? I'm going to go with... This is actually a very difficult game to call. 2-2. I'm going to sit on the fence. Now, this game won't be that difficult to call. Tottenham versus Ipswich. 3-0 Tottenham. That's all I'm saying. Should be a very routine win. And then, the game of the weekend, again, involves Chelsea. Chelsea versus Arsenal. 4th versus 5th. This is a big game. It's the London derby. And we always want the bragging rights for Pride of London. Who's the best club in London? Obviously Chelsea, but, you know, Arsenal and Tottenham fans will disagree. So, this game will be very interesting. I've heard injury news of Declan Rice possibly being out. They might do that thing with Bukayo Saka against Liverpool where he wasn't okay and then somehow he's okay. I actually do think they'll do that, which is annoying. But I do think Declan Rice will play. Not even play, he'll start. So I'm expecting him in the starting lineup. However, Palmer, he is in recovery. Enzo Maresca said in his press conference today that he's doing well. So hopefully he's okay for Sunday. If you can't start, at least have him on the bench. Although I want Chelsea to win, I'm going to predict Chelsea 2, Arsenal 2. I know I want Chelsea to win, but I know what we're like. And I know our defence isn't that great. I still think Arsenal have some quality. So I'm going to go with a 2-2 draw for that game. Thank you very much for watching this preview for Matchday 11 of the Premier League. I will see all of you lot for the live stream. You know what? There might be 2 or 3 live streams this week. Because these, there won't be any. But these, there might be live streams for. So keep your eyes out on the channel for live streams coming. Okay? Thank you very much for watching. I'm just saying there'll definitely be one for this game. There will definitely be one for Chelsea Arsenal. If not, then that's because I've had an emergency thing happen. Okay? So hopefully see you all on the live streams tomorrow and Sunday. See you guys then.